guerrilla, guerrilla warfare. Or if you prefer, rebels, resistance, revolutionist, insurrectionist. Good or bad, one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist. Today, we will be fighting a guerrilla-styled independence war in the favorite game of military LARPers and war crime enjoyers, Arma 3. Do you like operating armored vehicles, tanks, helicopters, and airplanes? Or how about door-to-door close-quarters infantry combat? Or hiding in a bush for hours waiting for your target? Commanding a squad of highly qualified peers? In the developer's own words, Arma 3 is a massive military sandbox. But wait, there's more! I'm also using the mod Antistasi Ultimate. This mod adds a game mode that puts us in charge of a rebel-themed faction in a 4-way war for our country. This mod has a huge selection of factions and maps to play on, but in this video we will be participating in a German civil war on the islands of Namalsk. We will be part of the FIA. Our main adversaries will be capitalist and NATO-backed West Germany, and the socialist USSR-backed East Germany, with a rival rebel faction, the VSBD. First things first, if you want to win a war, you have to dress for success. Picking out the perfect guerrilla fighter uniform is vital for total victory.
I'm going as the mailman.
Once that important detail is done, we accept a mission to assassinate a traitor at the Bryansk railway station. Transportation was required, so we bought a lightly used Mercedes with only a few cigarette burns.
Get in W123 as trunk space.
Oh, that's not suspicious at all. Car acquired, it was time to start our road trip along the southern coastal road.
Guess we can just follow this road until we end up at the town.
Yeah, I think so.
Take the scenic route.
Road's a bit bumpy. Just a little bit.
Sharks on this are absolutely shot by now. Goddamn council not mending their bloody roads.
Bad road conditions weren't the only thing we had to worry about though, as the Bundeswehr had set up a number of roadblocks. Whether it was the Syrian refugee in the trunk, the massive amounts of opium in the back seat, or perhaps the illegal weapons we possessed, the military checkpoints turned hostile very quickly in our presence. Oh my gosh, another one.
Seriously?
Yep.
Come on.
Oh no. 3 roadblocks and a mild automobile crash later, we finally arrive at our destination at the Bryansk rail station. Our plan is for one of us to stealthily infiltrate the compound, find our man, and take him out silently. The other would provide an accurate sniper fire from a distinct Overwatch position. Yeah, no, we are the other type of special forces. We go for a more keep-it-simple type of plan, and in the end we take out the traitor and capture the Bryansk rail station for the FIA, with no setbacks whatsoever. Our next mission was to ambush an armored convoy. We picked out an industrial town called Norinsk to set up in. Now we just have to wait.
Someone's got to work in this relationship, and I keep telling him it's him.
Nope.
Dusty's definitely the stay-at-home wife.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Looking up a big casserole. That sounds like Dusty.
I can't even get him to cook dinner. He burns water. He can't do shit.
No, he's a terrible cook. That's
Yeah. Don't put out, doesn't cook. I don't know what good he is.
Not much. From my elevated position, I easily take out the lead vehicle's driver. Our objective, a VADS armored personnel carrier, comes into view and drives near my kill zone of strategically placed IEDs.
Not that way. Not that way.
I set them off, but the APC is still operational. I am forced to resort to a shoulder-mounted rocket launcher. Our mutual destruction means I have succeeded in the mission, but a better result would have been crippling the APC, so we could have captured it. We do capture the slightly less impressive APC that was at the back of the convoy, though. You know, a glass half full is better than no glass at all, or something. I don't remember the saying. We need more weapons and equipment, so we take a mission to steal a Bundeswehr ammo truck at one of their hidden outposts. Like PETA would say, this is a feed two birds with one scone situation. Some delicious military equipment to steal, and an outpost for us to capture and expand our influence. With only some minor friendly fire damage, we managed to take the outpost.
Oi!
Oh, is that you?
Yeah.
Oh, for some reason it's got it put a target mark on you. That's funny.
What the fuck? Like, that's from behind. How is that possible? Little bird.
Once taken, we have to hold the outpost against a Bundeswehr counterattack. I kindly ask them to leave and roll a natural 20 on my persuasion check.
Time for the launcher.
No, we're good, fam. We collect all that loot and head back to our new HQ in Norinsk. The FIA receives intel on a mysterious new faction working in Namalsk. Of course, they send their special forces to investigate. We get into a mild altercation with local law enforcement over the perceived crime of me throwing a brown glass bottle in the clear glass bottle bin. But, you know, nothing a little American-style de-escalation can't handle. Done with that, we continue our investigation and are ambushed by our rival rebel group, the Himmler Did Nothing Wrong faction, or VSBD if you prefer. We don't have room for another gang in the neighborhood though, and promptly show them the door. There is a Bundeswehr military administration building in the town of Sebyon that's been arresting FIA sympathizers and producing concerning propaganda that we need to take out next. Despite the Germans' weaponized vape clouds, we do manage to get inside, take out the guards, and free the prisoners. On our way back to HQ, I start to get hungry, and I have my teammate Aaron take a side road to look for a currywurst stand. Instead, we get ambushed by the garrison of a mining facility. We could really use the passive income the resource would give us, so we decide to seize the facility. The mine is crawling with enemies, but nothing a few grenades can't solve. Is that you tossing grenades too? Our various shenanigans do not go unnoticed, and West Germany launches an attack on our headquarters. Whoa, where's that going? We take out their infantry and destroy an APC with some IEDs. As a proportional response, the enemy bombs our headquarters before sending in waves of helicopters and airborne troops to sweep us up. By the Geneva Convention laws, we are allowed to open fire on descending paratroopers, so long as they aren't pilots, crew, or passengers escaping a damaged airplane. We use Stinger surface-to-air missiles to take out some of the helicopters, but there's just too many soldiers and we were unable to stop the flow at the source. We had to resort to sweeping the area around the headquarters once again. As a final screw you, the Bundeswehr sent an autocannon APC to our headquarters, but we knock it out with a shoulder-fired AT launcher and an Afghani roadside surprise. Nice. When it rains, it pours, and thus the communists take advantage of our disarray to attack one of our outposts. It gets a bit hectic, and our outpost is briefly overrun before we can get things under control. The virginity of our collective asses defended, we decide to ambush a convoy containing a money truck. Much like American healthcare, we run primarily off GoFundMe, so the cash would be very useful to our rebellion.
But it's
Oh no, things are happening
no.
there. Probably. Yeah.
Yep.
While technically successful, we are unable to steal the money from the burnt out and twisted remnants of the truck. Hey. To add insult to injury, the Bundeswehr sends an armored vehicle to our headquarters. Oh, there it is, Rover! There it is!
oh, there it is. Ah,
No!
no, couldn't turn around.
No. Wanting to get back on the offensive, we pick an enemy outpost to focus our attention on. This particular piece of real estate is nestled into the steep slopes of the mountains along the coast, likely the summer home of some pharmaceutical baron. As a forever renter with more college debt than I will ever pay off, hostile action was required. Getting there is an adventure in its own right, as we have to follow this narrow goat trail that has been roadblocked by the Bundeswehr. As we near the enemy, I use speed to get as close to the outpost as possible before ditching my car and moving in on foot. What transpires thereafter is a deadly, close-quarters fight, with huge elevation changes, towers, and bunkers. Like a case of herpes, though, we persist. Just as we secure the outpost, the enemy decides to launch yet another attack against our headquarters. I head back to prepare for the inevitable. They start their attack with a mortar bombardment, then armed helicopters come swooping in. Close air support makes bombing runs across our headquarters. Much of our garrisoned AI is down, and now I am angry. Being on the defensive all the time is wearing my patience thin. All I want to do is be a passenger princess while my teammate drives me around to missions so I can have my gooning time. Fueled by my gooner rage, I expel the invading Germans with extreme prejudice. Banking on the Bundeswehr having finally exhausted their resources, at least for a time, we make a push for the eastern island. Our first step is this outpost that guards the narrow causeway to the east. No problem. Easy enough, I say.
No. No, 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 no. I need you to start recording so I can use your footage. Because most of my footage is me lying on the ground.
Playing too reckless.
I know.
Regardless of my own ineptitude, we do manage to take the outpost with a combination of sniping, grenade spam, and ketamine injections. They send a tank to stop us, but I'm just not having it right now.
Okay.
Whoa.
With the outpost down, we are able to continue east into the old hospital district, where a fight is already ongoing between Bundeswehr and VSBD forces. Like an unwanted third wheel, we break up the couple and claim the district for ourselves. From the old hospital, we push north to a factory that will help bring us additional passive income. My repeated microdosing of ketamine begins to settle to a nice, hallucinogenic haze that has me sniping at enemies like an unholy love child of Simo Hayat and Vasily Zaitsev. Or something like that. I don't know. I might have just spent the afternoon picking dandelions out of the grass while my teammates did all the work. With a strong foothold in the eastern island, we decide now might be the time to close the noose around the southern mountains that the eastern German forces occupy, with their military base and outpost. We recruited a few squads of our finest infantry to push up the mountain. I personally take a squad up the mountain in a light APC to test their defenses. In retrospect, I might have been too aggressive with this push.
Dang it, I knew that was coming.
When I return, I decided to climb the mountain on foot with my squad instead. Two other players were also assaulting the outer walls of the military base with their own men. When I got through the outer defenses, I could see some very nice armored vehicles parked that would make for a very nice donation to our faction.
A lot of our dudes are here, actually.
I tried making my way up into a tower to get a good vantage point, but one of my teammates accidentally set off a booby trap.
Oh shit.
Yep. I was very much inside the building when that happened.
Oh.
The mountain military base now under our control, the enemy scrambles some reinforcements for the outpost below. Our infantry squads engage them, whilst my teammates and I sit high and dry, picking them off one at a time. There's a lot of them down there, though. The bodies begin to stack up. With each blast of my rifle, I sink further into dissociation. My mind takes me back to Rhodesia, circa 1977. Anyways, with the fall of the outpost, the southern front has been secured, and we can focus our attention elsewhere. With momentum in our favor, we continue on the offensive. We've been collecting quite a few armored vehicles that will help us with this process. Using a Vodnik, we attack the warehouse resource.
Oh, there's a
Next to that truck.
to the left. Oh, yep.
That's truck, yep.
Then we use the Vodnik for covering fire while we take the eastern seaport. A car, armed with a mounted MG3, backs up the Vodnik to capture an outpost and radio tower that will help us spread our own propaganda to nearby towns. We face some light counterattacks as we progress, but nothing we can't handle. To finish off the eastern island, I take the gunner's seat in this autocannon APC. Autocannons absolutely shred infantry in Arma 3. Taking the final point of interest on this island was easier than stealing candy from a baby.
Oop, those are workers. Don't kill them, Dusty. Oops. Some civilian casualties, that's alright.
Yeah.
They didn't identify themselves quick enough.
After taking the island, we get a mission to rescue some Bundeswehr deserters willing to join our cause. The only problem is they are behind enemy lines. First, we try to sneak there with a captured enemy helicopter.
I'm a little concerned about how the instrumentation panel's all fucked up, but...
Only for our own men to shoot us down.
Oh.
Oh,
is that?
what?
What is that?
You just took a whole bunch of damage.
Oh
I
shit.
think our own guys mistook us for,
Oh shit, we're gonna
There
die.
we go.
Mission accomplished, gentlemen. Mission accomplished.
Next, we tried a boat.
Nice angle there.
Yeah, you like that? Just doing
lighthouse.
wheelies.
Only to find out hitting land at 50 kilometers an hour is not healthy for your meat suit.
Alright, well, let's find out what happens.
Nope.
Oh my god.
Ah.
Well,
Who needs those deserters anyways? If they weren't loyal to their last faction, why would they be loyal to us? So, we instead push for the Sebyon Dam outpost, one of two entrances to the northern island of Namalsk, and an important chokehold for us to control.
oh yeah, he's trying to shoot me through the truck.
The other way north is through a heavily fortified airfield controlled by the East Germans. Our capturing of the airfield is interrupted, however, by a massive attack on our mountain base, so we have to turn around and deal with that first. The theme in this battle is how many planes and helicopters can you put in the same airspace before some mid-air disaster happens? Something the Germans have never seen before. To deal with all of these pesky aircraft, we use Flak Panthers, Stingers, and even this Belarusian Uber, who just so happens to have a Zu-23 anti-air gun on his truck. And this is what happens when you don't tip your Uber. Now, we can get back to taking the airfield. No simple task though. The enemy drops bombs made of pure condensed OnlyFans bottled flatulence onto my teammate.
Oh god, there's a toxic bomb next to me.
Oh yeah.
But with some hard work, we managed to capture the position after a few intense shootouts. When it's over, we have a lot of new loot and vehicles to capture, including our very first plane.
Wow.
We will use this captured Su-34 almost immediately. You see, there is an exploit in the Antistasi Ultimate mod right now, where you can spam as many rival cell leader missions in the same town as you want, or until your CPU discovers what spontaneous combustion is. Completing these missions gains you money, and if you can loot it after you are done, lots and lots of money and gear. The Su-34 will be used to efficiently eliminate our rivals.
I think it's C for countermeasures.
Oh my god. 25 frames a second, boy. Nice.
Whoa!
Whoop!
Fuck. No! No!
I guess they got us, huh?
I was flying first person and I was flying way too low to the sea.
Is how it happened?
Yep.
We do attempt to go back to the seaport and get our hard-earned loot, but that turns out to be a harder task than we had first anticipated. Firstly, just getting there, you have to pass by 2 enemy outposts and a full military base, all in a very small proximity. The garrisons converge on us every time we try to bust back into the seaport. Like many criminals, though, we can't help ourselves but return to the scene of the crime. When our first attempt fails, I try to helicopter a squad in. We are damaged by an anti-air missile, but make a soft landing.
Oh, God.
Please land soft, please land soft.
Until the helicopter has a delayed explosion, just typical Arma stuff. I try using a civilian car to sneak past the outpost, but the bee's nest has been stirred, and one does not simply walk into East Germany. Because everyone's trying to walk the other way. Trust me, I've been there. The amount of money we could get, not to mention all the equipment, means we are very stubborn trying to get into the seaport. We tried punching through their defenses over and over again. We even tried dropping napalm on the enemy lines. We take a boat around the island to the seaport, but the garrison is respawned now, and despite getting closer than our other attempts, it still ends in failure when we are spotted. An important lesson in life is learning when to let go, and after many humiliating defeats, we decide we don't need the money. We have a large collection of heavily armed vehicles now anyway.
Yeah, that's another dish coming. Oh, it's almost done, man. We almost have our loot, man. Oh, just one more push for the goal. We got this.
Just one more big score.
The enemy is cowering in their final few defensive locations in the north. It was time to finish the fight. Using the vehicles we had captured from our adversaries and bought from the black market, we advanced. The Freedom and Independence Army was now a force to be reckoned with. The first enemy outpost falls. We push deeper. The Bundeswehr lines bend under the weight of our armored superiority. They don't go down without a fight, though, and we lose vehicles to offensive attrition.
Oh, dang it.
When one vehicle goes down, it is quickly replaced with more mechanized power. We are the tide coming in. We cannot be stopped, only delayed. And if a target is being difficult, I call in a cluster bomb strike to soften them up before I go in. Fighting alongside myself and my teammates are AI squads of FIA soldiers, fanning out in a line as only a small refuge remains for the communists. The Bundeswehr have been entirely eliminated from Namalsk. This is it, the final leg of our journey. The Freedom and Independence Army advances for our last offensive.
Some sort of armored vehicle.
Bump, bump, bump.
Come on, unleash your hell. I found this BMP3, and it's gone.
Such a good promise.
The jet coming my way. Oh no! The alarms are going off. Damn it!
It's not good.
Yeah, they got me. Oh my god! No! that was the fucking hand of God telling you to stop. Zeus got him though. Let me get us first. I missed it. Oh, hey, you missed us. don't you? Oh. See him. Been here before.
Good times. So.
There's our beautiful flag. There it is. Hey, hey! Country is under our control with a total victory. Absolutely beautiful. Brave soldiers have proven their valor. Petros has been made the leader of the country. That doesn't.
Petra, Petra, Petra.
Petra.
Petra, moet wat zaten, Petra. Je moet dat ook alleen maar zeggen, hoe dronkerder het klinkt, hoe beter, jongen. Met Jordi.